guys, it's Mo from Awakens, and I read 9 books in August, so welcome to my August wrap up. Okay, first book I read in August, An Enchantment of Ravens. I feel like this book was definitely like 3-ish. Like it was okay. It was good, but nothing really stood out to me. It's fae, it is a forced proximity, enemies to lovers. It's an adventure, but nothing stuck out to me at all. Like, I gave it 3.9 stars, but I don't even remember. Like, I remember like how the book ended, but I don't remember anything outstanding about it. So I liked it. This is by Margaret Rogerson. She also wrote The Sorcery of Thorns, which I also gave 4 stars, and a lot of people like that book a lot. It's a lot of people's new favorite books. I thought it was good. I thought it was okay. It wasn't like my favorite book ever, but yeah, I really enjoyed reading it with the banter. It's a very fast read, and overall I just wanted more, but it was good. I read it. I could read it. I did not have a book slump, and it did not give me a book slump, so happy about that. Next book is Inheritance Games by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. Nothing stuck out to me majorly either. As far as characters lovability goes, the characters were a 2/3 stars on lovability. World building as far as interest, since this is a story about a girl who essentially inherits billions of dollars from an unknown benefactor and then has to live in a house with his disinherited family and play a pretty much mystery game. The world building was not a big aspect of this book, but I'll give it some originality because it was just different. It was a different type of game to play, and I thought that was interesting, but the way the game played out wasn't very interesting. Like, there's literally one scene in the book where I was like, oh, it's starting to like get really interesting, and that scene fell away and I was like, oh, that's it, nothing more. I gave it 3 stars ultimately overall. The chapters are super short, actually. This was my book pick of the month for August. I really want to read this because there's so much hype around it, and a lot of people love these books and consider some of their favorite books, but it just didn't do it for me. I don't know why. I kind of want to continue the series just to figure out like what the hype is about, but nothing in this book makes me want to continue. I don't know. Next is These Hollow Vows. I finally finished this book. Oh my goodness. This was a reread for me. These Hollow Vows is pretty much a mixture of Selection, Akatar, From Blood and Ash, Cruel Prince, and that's about it. So it's pretty much a fae book. This book is about Bree. She hates fairies until one day her sister is stolen by the most evilest fairy of them all, the Unsealed Court. And she pretty much has to go to the fae world to rescue her sister. In the meantime, she finds out more about her past and who she is, and coming to self type book, but also it's found family too, and it's pretty cutesy bootsy like that. And she has 2 love interests. It's kind of like a love triangle, but not like milked as a love triangle. First time I read this, gave it 5 stars. The second time around, I really just want to give it 3 because it was so hard to read. The first time I read this was back in February when I was really dizzy, so I did it mostly on audiobook, and then this part I tried to read it physically and I was just like, no. Especially since I already know what's going to happen overall, the intrigue for me to read it physically was just not there, so I had to really push through this book. But I'm so happy I finished it because now I can finally pick up These Twisted Bonds, which is the sequel, which is ultimately why I decided to reread the other book, because I really need to know what happened so I can read the sequel and be done with the duology. But it's definitely, if was trash reality TV, that's what that book is. And the next book is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller. Okay, I finally finished this book. I have a lot of emotions around it. One, I didn't cry. I'm just gonna say it right now, I did not cry. I was told, promised, and guaranteed that I was gonna cry. I have not cried yet from 2022 books. I did tear up a little bit, and just a little bit. But overall, the characters I adore. The writing style is very lovely, but it reads like memoir, so the structure of how the book is written is very memoir-like. Like, I feel like the book didn't even start until halfway through the book, and overall the book is probably a 3 for me. I gave it 4 stars because of the phenomenal ending, but it just wasn't what I expected. The hype around this is massive, it is huge, and I can see why. The characters are so adorable and they're so sweet. I just wish they had a happy ever after, This is a tragic romance, just so everyone knows. This is tragic to the T. I don't know. I wanted to be part of the hype, but the hype was lost on me. Everyone says that Circe is really good too, or is it Circe? But I have to read that one. It's the next one, and it's not a duology, but I think it's like an accompanying world novel, I guess. But the Song of Achilles didn't do it for me. Madeline Miller fans, stand down. I didn't want to disappoint you guys. I really want to be part of the hype, but it didn't click for me. I even bought the special edition, which now I'm gonna have to like get rid of somehow. But yeah. By the way, I'm not really into mythology, so that might have influenced my answer. If you're really into mythology, you might like it more than I do. I'm not a big mythology person, but I do like a magical woven tale. The next is A Deal with the Elf King by Elsie Kova. This book was, I have to say, the mystery was good. It was hard to fit the pieces together, but this is pretty much about Luella. She is a human on the borderland of fairy world, and she's pretty much just living her life every day until one day it is discovered that she is supposed to be the Elf King's bride. So from her village, every year, every 100 years or so, or whenever the last Elf King bride dies, they get to pick a new human elf queen to become the Elf King's bride. And this was definitely giving The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea type vibes when I first started reading it because of that storyline. This is supposed to be a Hades to Persephone retelling. I did not get that. I didn't even realize it until I looked it up on Goodreads. And yeah, I wasn't in love with it. I gave it like, I think a 3 or a 4. Nothing outstanding really about it. I still want to do Elsie Kova's other book, the one with the cover I don't like, Awakenings. I still want to read that one, but reading her writing style in here, I know the mystery would be good, but like, I didn't get enough invested in the characters. I felt like it was very insta-love. All tell, no show, and it just didn't do it for me, so I don't know. I didn't love it. It was okay. The next was Beach Read by Emily Henry. So Emily Henry is a major book person, especially on Instagram. I feel like I follow so many Emily Henry fans, and I really wanted to know what the hype was. This has been on my summer TBR since last year, and this year I knew I had to read it. And yes, I am still reading my summer TBR. Yes, it is already September. We're not going to talk about it, but I have to read it this summer because I can't go 2 years missing 2 summers worth of TBRs. Overall, I liked Beach Read. It didn't live up to the hype for me. I think I gave it 4 stars. It was very cutesy bootsy. It made me want to become a writer, honestly. So Beach Read is pretty much about 2 writers. One is Augustus. He is an acclaimed literary fiction writer. And January, who is a best-selling romance author. And she pens happily ever afters. He kills off his entire cast. And they pretty much fall in love while in these like this lakeside house. And I like the writing style. It is a contemporary romance. It does have like these relatable characters, I guess, but I was invested, but I wasn't as invested as I thought I was going to be. And I want to read another Emily Henry novel. I'm not sure which one it is just yet. I think it's People We Meet on Vacations, also by Emily Henry. I don't know, but she made me want to read contemporary writing because she made it feel like a new world a bit, but a new world within our world, and a new reality that can be described to our reality. If that makes any sense to you guys at all. That's what her books made me feel. And this one was steamy a bit, I guess, for some people. I don't care for steam, so didn't really care about it, but I guess I did a reread. So yeah, that was a 4-star. And then onto The Crow Prince by Holly Black. I did a reread. I think it's just what my heart wanted. I even did like some annotations. I definitely annotated this one and tabbed it, but I think the one I did my drawings in is Crow Prince, and I don't know where it is. I really hope it's in my car, but I can't find that book. Since I'm ill, I go to a doctor a lot, so I feel like it's left in a doctor's office somewhere. And I'm just like, why? But overall, this was a 5-star read for July, and I did a reread in August. And then the next book I read this month is actually the novella to the Crow Prince trilogy. It is How the Elfhame King Learned to Hate Stories. It's like a novella to the Crow Prince series. It's pretty much about Cardian, and it's a small illustrated novella. It's very much gives accompanying novel vibes. It was really nice to give insights to Cardian because of all the characters in her books. I feel like we didn't get enough of him at all. I wanted way more Guardian time in the books, so I was really happy to get it. I actually have ordered it. It should be coming in for my birthday soon. But wow, I really wanted to see more of him in the original trilogy, and we just did not get enough. I want him to have his own trilogy from his point of view. I feel like he'd be a great character to be within the mind of for a very long time. So that's future Mo hopes. Maybe one day we'll get a trilogy with him, but I highly doubt it. Anyway, I gave that book 4 stars. It's very accompanying the novel type book. You don't need it for the story, but it's fun. If you're a big fan, you'll like it. If you're not, you might not care about it. It's just insights to him as a person, and there is like a tale there with Jude in it, and that's about it. I wish it was longer, honestly. I wish there was more. And the last book I read in August, This Vicious Grace by Emily Theed. So everyone had me wanting to read this book because on Bookstagram. On Bookstagram, a lot of people were saying that this was their new favorite book, and I was just like, oh, maybe I should read it. And I had gotten the beautiful, I believe this is the Fairy Loot copy. Yes, this is indeed the Fairy Loot copy. It's gorgeous, super pretty, sprayed edges, like inner artwork. It's gorgeous, but I just wanted more from it. Overall, I think I gave it 4 stars, 4.4 or 4.2 stars, maybe. So I did not really know what to give it besides 4.2 or 4.4 stars. It was not predictable. It ended on a semi cliffhanger, and I can't wait for the sequel because the cliffhanger was actually pretty epic and good, but it took too long to pick up. It took like 200 pages to pick up, and then it popped off at like page 230. I feel like the sequel is going to be 10 times better. It's probably going to be a 5-star series for me, so I'm holding out for the sequel. But I really like that the interactions within the book seem actually realistic, character to character, and like the relationship they have in between each other. I felt like it wasn't Fantasyland relationships. It was actually real reality-like relationships. Like I can see a group of friends like that in real life. So this has enemies to lovers, found family, coming to self. It's very modern day heroine. Like she doesn't have all the power, but she has enough power to be our heroine, and it's very cool. Like she's not the strongest, but she's also not the weakest. Usually our heroines are like the best of the best. They are the creme of the creme. They are the ice cream on top of the cake, everything. But this heroine, she's more like, I need everyone else to be a hero around me so I can also be a hero, which was very lovable. She's very modern, she saves the world, and she wears makeup, and she's not inherently special. She is like semi-inherently special, but not like inherently special that she's too perfect, you know? Plus she's sarcastic. So that was the last book I read in August. I think overall the month was really good. I had more 4 stars this month than I had no 5 stars at all, and I had a few 3 stars, but it was a good reading month. It's better than having a reading dump or a slump, so I'm here for it. I'm hoping that September I get to finish that massive August TBR that I had for August, but I've actually made up my mind that I'm not going to try to read all of the books in 1 month. I'm going to try to sprinkle them in between months and get to them because I don't want to DNF any of them. But I've started all of them and I need to finish all of them, or come to a point in which I feel like the book is no longer worthy of being read. So I need to get there. I need to get to that point for many books to see like, should I continue with you or should I just drop you? But overall, I liked my August wrap up. It was a good wrap up. What did you guys read in August? What was your favorite book in August? Because I want I want something to just knock me out of my seat. I want a reading experience that has me like flipping the pages, yearning for more. That's what I feel like I need right now, and that's what I want for my fall season. Soon I'm gonna be throwing up my fall TBRs and my fall anticipated reads, and I'm so excited for it. I love the change of seasons. But yeah, I think I'm gonna pick up not Muse, that's the second book, Stranger Dreamer, because Katie read it, and it's one of her new favorite books, and just watching her love of that book and that vlog she did made me want to read it. I really like, will I have that level of love she has? Because I want that. I want that type of energy in my life, and I feel like that's what I've been looking for. And all these books that I've been cherry pick reading, I'm just looking for a really good book. That's what my palette needs right now. So that's all, folks. I hope you had a lovely August wrap up, and don't feel bad if you don't read as many books as I read, because honestly, I am a student and I probably should sleep more in reality, and I'm ill, so I have more downtime than the typical human being. So please do not compare your reading stats to me. I am an outlier. You can be normal if you want to be. You don't have to be normal. Normal is somewhat overrated anyway. But I say this all to say, your numbers are your numbers. Don't get caught up in them. Enjoy the books you read and just have the good experience reading the books. It doesn't matter how many books you read, as long as you enjoyed the experience of it. Some books I read, some months I read like barely anything, and some months I read a lot. Depending on who you ask, 9 books is a lot. To some, it's a little. So, perspective for the world. I hope you guys enjoyed your reading month. Remember, I'm here every Friday at 1 p.m. PST, 4 p.m. EST, and I'm on socials. Follow me there. Please subscribe. Happy reading. Goodbye.